Can't just hop off them planes and like not premeditate everything that's finna go on for real before you get there. Feel me? When you going somewhere, no matter where it's at, I don't care if you just going to Delaware. Make sure you tapped in with somebody that live out there. Feel me? Like when they be talking about come to LA and check in, they ain't really talking about just gang shit for real specifically. Feel me? It might just be somebody you know in LA. If they care about you, they not finna let you just move no type of way.
RapDillz pills and exclusive. Come slide.
12 Millie, Rah Meezy in the building. Welcome to Upstate, y'all. Welcome to the HQ.
Slap.
So gang.
I fuck with Upstate.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. It's definitely ill. Y'all made this trip to come tap in. For sure. It's a lot of niggas that's not willing to come get on other platforms, get out of town. So that's really dope that y'all did that.
Sure, had to.
Yeah.
Both got the city shaking, got the state shaking right now. Feel me? QBB the label, right?
Yeah. QBB SB.
Let's talk about how that came about and like the meaning of that and all of that.
Well, for real, QBB came out like way before me for real. Like it was way before all our time. So it was like that's something that my cousin started or whatever. Feel me? Like back in their time, and due to like certain circumstances, they all got indicted, and then like over time, as I got older, I'm just like, you know what, finna just hop on something and just see what's going on, feel me?
Yeah.
And then me, 12, and a few other members, we just got this shit back on the road and just started going crazy.
The label, and it's there's more y'all than just y'all two. Who's the artist on the label and that the label's pushing at the moment, other than 12 Million Rah Meezy?
We got a couple. We got fucking Shot Billion, Kai Banks. That's the SB. That's them the Splash Bros. We got Gus B.
We got shit. We had a female artist, but we ain't got that no more.
Yeah.
So besides that, and then we also got a few artists that's like they under artist development right now. So y'all ain't even really hear about them for real. Like, they coming man.
They coming. What gave you the mindset to know that like coming together and kind of signing yourselves, making your own label? What gave you the mindset like this is the way to go? Let's make our own shit. Let's turn it up, invest into it.
I mean, mostly it's like when you independent, you don't really got much to attach yourself onto for real, feel me? So it's like when you just come in like doing this shit ground up, you just got like your core supporters and you got like the people that's around you. So it's just like, why not strengthen this shit, feel me?
Right.
Why not just like stamp this shit? Let's make it official, like, cause either way this shit go, they gonna look at us like we a gang, feel me? If we not standing on business, doing positive shit with this shit.
Yeah. That's a fact. Speaking of positive shit, we gonna go back to QBB, but y'all recently just did a book bag drive and gave back to the youth. Let's talk about that and like what made y'all want to do that? Cause feel me, it's a lot of niggas that's getting to it that don't find that important to give back to the youth, our future and all of that. So like, what gave y'all the mindset to want to do that and give back book bags, school supplies and all of that?
That shit was hard. That shit was like something we always wanted to do. Like we always talked about it.
Yeah.
And then one day we just got on the phone and we just put it together. Made it happen.
Like nothing.
It ain't even hard to do. Niggas just be scared. Niggas just don't be wanting to do it.
Right.
It ain't hard to do though, but that shit was something that niggas always wanted to do since we was young though.
That's it. And y'all did it at the Coliseum, right?
Yeah.
Jamaica Ave. Like we attempted it before, feel me? One time like in 2018 and shit, we did the Christmas drive. But now that we like a lot older, feel me? And we a little bit way more fortunate, then we just like, we really want to put a show on the road and show people like that we care about the community. We not just in this shit like the highlights of it or like bringing anything else.
Yo. And it's ill because like these young niggas look up to y'all. Like the youth and all of that. So showing them like how to move when you having shit and all of that, like that's ill, man.
Yeah, for sure. When you can still give back, feel me? That shit not taken from your fortune, it's only building more.
Right.
Right.
So it's a question I ask everybody, and it's like it depends on the situation. Like you said in one of your verses, we ain't chasing no deal. So like y'all got the label, y'all independent, but the fact that y'all not chasing, I ask everybody this: deal or no deal, rap deal or no rap deal. And y'all could both answer this, but as far as things are right now, what would be your ideal way? Deal or no deal? Or stay independent, or get to the major?
Right now, like, see, my whole life for real, like, coming up since I was younger, it was always like some shit where you like, I want to stay independent. But rappers was preaching that before like streaming even started doing this thing for real, feel me? So it wasn't even really that much money for independent artists unless they was like entrepreneurs and shit. But right now, we in a mindset, or at least I'm in a mindset, feel me, where it's like, and I feel like I could really speak for the whole gang though, cause we know, feel me? Like, we done seen like certain amounts of just certain shit, feel me? We done live life a little bit. So it's like, for it to be a deal, some official stamp, like, sign and seal, it gotta be some type of equity that's coming with it, feel me? It gotta be proper. Besides that though, like, anything management, anything fucking distribution and shit like that, or management, that's sign and seal, feel me? But anything distribution, we willing to take that. We willing to partner up, go crazy, feel me?
So,
you know what we worth though.
yeah, I feel like ain't nothing wrong with taking a deal. It just gotta be the right deal.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
Right.
You gotta just come correct.
That's a stigma people have, like, nah, no deal independent, but you don't got the infrastructure, you ain't got the bag, da. And some people like,
they don't know.
But if you have it,
they don't know that half that come
you know
with
the
this shit.
game.
Sometimes you need the label, feel me? Cause this shit that a label could do for you for real.
Right.
That you can't just do as an independent artist.
Right.
And then sometimes it's shit that you may pull off as an independent artist that the label couldn't even think of. So like, you gotta really just be all in with this shit.
Nah, that's ill. That's an ill answer for that. 12 Milli. You've been having the whole year. You've been having the streets go crazy with the 12 for 12 tape. Let's talk about the making of that tape and the impact it had this year, because you went crazy with that. Massive videos, big promo. Let's talk about it.
That tape was hard to me, cause it was like, it was really me just still trying to learn my flow. Like, every track on there, it wasn't like I just had 1,000 tracks lined up and just picked 12. Like, them was like my first few 12 tracks that I made, and it just was like I was finding my flow. Still, I feel like I'm still going. I'm just getting better and better every day. But I'm working on a new tape now. I just gotta find a name for it. This one is gonna be different though, for sure. It's gonna be more crazy. That one was crazy, but this one's gonna be more crazy.
You've been going crazy with the singles in the meantime though.
Yeah, for sure.
Big videos.
Yeah, I got a new video coming too. I just don't got an exact date for it yet, but I got a couple videos lined up. I got a couple more singles, but right now I'm just focused on the tape for sure.
Nice. And so like, you understand the importance of being consistent, it seems like, because you definitely keep shit coming.
Yeah.
How important is it to stay consistent as an artist?
I feel like that's one of the most important things. Like, if you're not consistent, it's like, that's like your work ethic. Your consistency is like your work ethic. That's sure if you're working hard or not. Your consistency. And I feel like that's the most thing that get the most attention on you too. Like, you stay in everybody's face, that's how you know what I'm saying? That's how you get out there. So that's one of the most important shits for sure. Like,
you learned that early because you're fairly new. This, like, you've been rapping for about how long?
I think this is my second year. I'm not sure 100%, but I think, it's like almost my second year rapping.
That's crazy.
Yeah, almost for sure.
Rah, you've been rapping for since you was young, right?
Yeah.
Did you get inspired from like seeing Rah do his thing?
The whole gang, the whole gang. I used to always be in the studio sessions and shit like that. This shit just is like, that's how it grew on me, like, just hearing the beats in the studio. I was never writing in the studio or nothing like that, but it's just like, you know what I'm saying? That's how I, like, just knowing I got something in my head from the beats. Like, it just, I don't even know. That shit was 100% though. That shit was crazy.
Dope.
Being in the studio with the gang is really what 100% inspired that shit.
That's what's around.
To even know, like, that's how I really just picked it up.
Dope. Let's talk about your journey, Rah. So, like, you've been rapping for years now. Let's talk about, like, how you developed and, like, things you learned because you've been doing this since you was younger.
I mean, yeah, definitely, like, I've been doing this shit since I was like probably like 6 for it. So it's like, I done seen mad shit over the years. I done had mad fake managers and shit, niggas that believed in me and sold me like all type of crazy dreams and shit. Like, I done had mad fucking fake label pictures and shit or offers and shit, all type of crazy shit for me. But like, over the years though, like, definitely like, like music always been my passion and shit, feel me? But it's like it just grew on me way more, and over the years I became way more of an artist. Like I learned the business more. I seen the ins and outs of the industry a little more for my own eyes and shit, feel me? I done brushed shoulders with certain people and shit like that. So that shit definitely, like, sometimes it's like it's hard to like stay motivated, feel me? But then like when it's just little shit that's just like highlights in your career, that's the shit that just inspires you way more.
Yeah.
Like you start going harder and shit, feel me?
Yeah.
But over the years though, like it's a journey that I know this shit gonna pay off. It got to.
Alright.
That's hard.
And watching his journey really inspired my shit too, cause like I was there through all of that, so you know what I'm saying. I learned.
Oh God, and it's like Slime had it in them too, cause on Rip, like even when I was just doing this shit, feel me? Like it was like 12 was already like a personality for this shit, like feel me? You already had like that main character energy, so it was like this shit just all come full circle. That's how life works.
That's hard, yeah. Certain people are like that, like they got that personality or that like, nah, this nigga could be a rapper. Like, and if you got some shit to say with it too.
Yeah, a lot of people was telling me that.
Dope, man.
That's another thing that made me rap too. A lot of people were just telling me like, you know what I'm saying, you should be a rapper. But I was thinking like, I was getting a lot of attention, and if I could bring it to the game and we all doing the same shit, you know what I'm saying, let's do it. Let's go crazy. That's what really even made me rap, because I wasn't even that type of person to even be, you know what I'm saying. I was fake kind of shy, like, but I just had to say fuck it, man. Let's do it. Go crazy.
And y'all tapped in with some of the biggest producers in the game. Like recently you brought 808 to the hood, and like
for sure.
that was dope. And you got mad production on his beats. Y'all tapped in with Cash Code Band. Let's talk about those relationships, because these is some of the biggest producers in the game, like hits after hits, like, and for them to be tapped in with y'all, want to come up and y'all to have that ill producer with y'all. Let's talk about it. How did those relationships come about?
From the 808s to the Cash Code Bands to the Smatties and the tops, like 2 tops, feel me, Glock, like all that shit came from just like real life, like genuine energy, feel me, like, and they ain't even nothing more for real, like that shit ain't nothing that had to be forced, it ain't nothing that had to be put in front of somebody's face, feel me, like everybody got their own thing going on and shit, feel me, of course, but like I said before, like the way this shit come full circle, it's funny how it's like us and Cash, we done been locked in since like probably 2016.
Way before them.
Before anything.
That shit is,
like this shit was just that, and we literally like running around thugging and bugging, feel me, in the hood.
Young niggas too.
Like, and
it just, we was all into the same shit, and we just all grew up.
For real.
You know
And then
saying?
like even like the way that shit just happened, feel me? And now bro going crazy right now, producer and rapping, feel me? Like, and then the shit with Southside is like, that shit is like, it's family ties for real. We go deeper than the music a little bit, cause it's like, Frenchie, he bring this shit all full circle, cause you know that's really my buzzing. So they been running around since like the early 2000s and shit, Brick Star Monopoly time, the original 808 members and all that other shit that happened, feel me? So it's like me and Sizzle, we locked in on some like, it's deeper than just music type shit. So the way bro fuck with me, it be like, he just be really showing real genuine love. And so we really like, we locked in on some management shit right now. And we just finna really start going crazy. We about to start doing mad shit. That's why it ain't just Rah Meezy right now, it's 808 Meezy too. You gotta add that on. No bat, me and Smack, we locked in too. Like we been locked in since like 2015, 2016 too. Like Smack was fucking DJing at all my parties and shit too. That's what's crazy, word. So it's like, this shit just come full circle and we just finna start going crazy. Oh God.
And that's what it seems like on the surface. Like, the relationship y'all got don't seem like no industry relationship. Like, he a real nigga, but niggas don't just pull up to niggas' hoods and like,
nah, on God, at all.
That. So like,
yo bro, when I tell you like, me and Southside, like we done like been linked up on some like real, like feel me, on some shit. Like, bro done brought me to his hood and shit like that, feel me? We done all been in his shit. In Miami and shit, we in the trenches, Dade County and shit, feel me? Like, all the way down to LA and shit. I'm linked up with real Pyrus and shit, feel me? Like, real niggas that's really in this shit, type shit, like. So, yeah, this shit, like, that shit official, bro.
And just one more thing on the way, him being such a veteran and successful in the industry he's in, what's some things that he's taught you about the industry that like y'all was able to take and like really take heed to and learn?
A lot of shit, like no back, like, cause you know, like you'll know when a person fuck with you for real, cause they'll tell you shit that they ain't even really gotta tell you for real, feel me? So it's like, bro just be saying shit where it's like he giving me tips on how to move better and how to like really move like one of them type shit, feel me? Like, and then anything I get, that shit coming directly to the gang, like just the source over it, and we keeping that shit in a circle. It's not even leaving, for me. And that's how we move around this shit.
Yeah. Nah, that's dope. That's dope. What's some things that some of the industry people taught you coming up, 12?
Shit, I learned the most from Pierre. I gotta say, yeah. I gotta say, cause he took me on tour with him. Like,
how was that experience?
That was like, that's another thing that like inspired me to play the part and becoming a rapper too, cause that shit was like I was living a lifestyle. Like he had me on the road with him. We was on the road for like 2 weeks. Or on the tour bus, thugging it out. Thugging it out. And that shit was like, and that I feel like it was a couple people that it wasn't even really like you could see like they wasn't really fucking with the tour life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not that they wasn't fucking with what's going on, but they just like, you know what I'm saying, that's a lifestyle. Like, you know what I'm saying? Wake up, studio, show, you know what I'm saying? And it felt like, to me, it felt like that's what I was supposed to be doing. Like, even though I wasn't doing it, I was just supporting bro, but it felt like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's not hard to adapt to this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit like being outside.
And then the same shit, like Slime passed that shit right on down. Like, just the experiences, like, on how to move, feel me, anything, like, we outside, yo, if we ever about to go on tour and shit, like, it's certain shit that we might have to do, or it's certain ways we might have to move and shit like that, and we ain't even get to them stages yet, but it's just like, all this shit, all these little, feel me, like,
insights.
Yeah, insights and shit around us, it's preparing us for that.
Yeah. Nah, and that was actually my next question, like, cause y'all be traveling, y'all not just stuck in y'all city, like, y'all be on planes, Miami to A, just not to speak on like the recent events, but this been happening, like rappers is getting caught out here, unfortunately, and just cause of their lifestyles and all of that. Like, what's some ways that y'all move when you go out of town? Like, in one of your records, you also said, like, when we talk, like,
you can't go nowhere if you get
some smart ways that, like, other rappers could take from y'all and y'all street smarts that they could know how to move when they in these other towns, and, like, just knowing shit not sweet. It's a hood everywhere, like.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely a hood everywhere. Like, it ain't nowhere sweet. Like, I know y'all know Cali by now. You know what I'm saying? People look at that like the best place to get to.
You can't just,
but that shit rough out there too. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You can't just hop off them planes and like not premeditate everything that's finna go on for real before you get there. Feel me? Like, when you going somewhere, no matter where it's at, I don't care if you just going to Delaware. Like, make sure you tapped in with somebody that live out there. Feel me? Like, when they be talking about come to LA and check in, they ain't really talking about just gang shit for real specifically, feel me? It might just be somebody you know in LA. If they care about you, they not finna let you just move no type of way. But that's where anywhere you go, feel me? And especially if you're in a state where you could carry, make sure you know somebody out there and they carrying and you situated respectfully.
That's some excellent advice.
I just say too, you can't go nowhere without your gun. It don't matter.
Move militant.
It just is what it is. Like, today, that's just what it is.
Do y'all believe in like trusting your gut instinct or like your intuition? Follow that, or
for sure.
That's important, right?
Go with it.
Yeah.
You in the streets or you from the streets. That's the only way that shit like built in us. Like.
Right, that shit you learn as a kid. Like, you gotta follow your instinct. Like, something always gonna go wrong if you don't. No cap.
That's a fact. Let's talk about Queens and like coming up in Queens. How was it for both of y'all, and like let's just talk about it. It's the Queens, because you know Queens is always lit. Queens get the money.
Yeah, for sure.
Dope,
Queens get the money.
iconic
Sure.
rapper coming out of Queens. Like, let's talk about how was it growing up in Queens.
I ain't gonna lie, like that shit like anywhere, bro. Like that shit like coming up, feel me, like in fucking the hood in Baltimore, the hood in Philly, the hood in fucking Chicago, like. But it's like the thing with Queens though, we so diverse that you gonna get like every little insight of what could be going on in the streets type shit, feel me? Like you gonna have niggas that's doing everything. I ain't even finna talk about it. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, and then besides that too, it's called Queens Get the Money, feel me, for a reason. So besides that, we got a lot of people that they know how to push this shit in a positive way. We got niggas with clothing lines and they got rich off this shit. We got niggas with fucking studios and shit that done got rich off this shit, feel me? Like, God bless the dead, like, we got fucking J Master J and shit like that, feel me? We got DJs, we got all type of shit from Queens, feel me? So it's not just like it's the trenches all the way, feel me? Like, we them niggas that's known for talking that fly shit and we jump into action anytime it's called for, like, but respectfully.
Word.
Shit. Queens get the money. For sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
I asked Joff about this and about like the sound of Queens, cause like your crew specifically is like making the sound for Queens. You know how every borough got they call it Bronx drill, they call it Brooklyn drill, they call it this. Y'all are the ones that are actually making the sound for Queens, like, and it's gonna soon get a name for it that the whole world is gonna be calling it. Like, let's talk about that and like y'all making your own sound, but it's still that New York feel and like what people looking for. Do you think Queens is because of what y'all doing and what others are doing, it's getting to that?
Oh yeah. Cause when drill first was like, when drill first came about, it was only like Brooklyn artists.
Yeah.
Now, well, we got the whole soul drill shit now and everything. Like, yeah.
That's what you think is that different? You call it slow drill?
No, soul drill. SB and them Cash. You know what Cash beats? Cash got them beats. What is called? Sample beats.
Sample beats,
yeah.
Like my son Cash go bang. Like I said, like with that for me, that shit just come from like us just being us type shit and just doing what we do type shit. Feel me? Like we ain't even realize like this shit was finna start going this crazy. Queens would start getting a little bit of spotlight, cause we didn't even really get the spotlight for it yet. Feel me? Like we still got more of an impact to make.
For sure.
And like just for like speaking for like my niggas specifically and how we come with like that feel where it's like it's that new shit, the drill, feel me? It's a breath of fresh air for the old niggas too. You know what I'm saying? Like so niggas realize like they can see in the lifestyle and how we moving proper. They hear in the music, we not just saying anything. You know what I'm saying? Like and like all the beats, like you said, we tapped into the illest producers and shit like that. So it's like, feel me, respectfully on a music tip, we coming crazy with this shit. We not gonna play at all. Not gonna play.
I definitely and this ain't me just even being biased to Queens, cause we all from there type shit, but like y'all definitely making a more worldwide sound with the shit. Y'all ain't just talking about one thing. I talk about getting fly. I talk about bitch. Like y'all mixing it up.
That's what's the difference.
That's probably what's gonna make the biggest difference for sure.
Respectfully.
Word. Nah, that's a fact. That's a fact. What's some people from Queens that like y'all watch coming up that like inspired y'all to even do what y'all do?
Shit. Everybody.
50.
50.
Yeah,
I fuck with 50.
For me.
Yeah.
Gotta throw him in there or rip.
Facts.
Like Nas or Rip, even though he from the other side, from Queensboro, for me, but that's still Queens though.
Facts.
And he repping this shit heavy too.
Yup.
Fucking, then all the young niggas too that's coming up and that's just been doing this shit for me. My brother, for sure. OD for me, DZ, like Jaffe, like fucking Bay, Lou, fucking for me, anybody that's going crazy, they from Queens, they doing their thing. And we been around them. They touched us, we touched them, pause. But you know what I'm saying? Like, we tied in, like type shit, They inspire me.
Dope.
Shit, 50. You know, and then everybody that I was around growing up, like, you know, Jaffe, DZ, S. Everybody I was around growing up from West Side America. Shit, on a rapping tip, that's what really, like, you know what I'm saying, inspired me. I wasn't really paying attention to nobody else.
Yup,
Nah, but Swag though, Swag, Lou two and them,
Yup.
Cash. Nah, Cash for sure though. Cash different. I fuck with Cash shit.
Yeah.
SB too.
Yeah, SB.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody from Queens that they doing their thing, feel me? D Aura, fucking nigga. Everybody from Queens that's really doing their thing for real, gangster. Like they going crazy. Anything, any type of motion. My Rochdale niggas and all that too, gangster. They going crazy. They doing their thing. They got shit coming out. Nigga, everybody doing their thing. Feel me? Queen shit though.
For sure.
That's ill. Like,
Yeah.
definitely just show love to mad niggas that's doing anything. And it's a lot of niggas that won't do that. Do you think that's what's holding Queens back? Kinda not holding them back, but how important do you think is like unity of a city and everybody getting behind each, like getting with each other and like really making it happen?
That
The
shit
bigger goals.
big.
Yeah, that shit play the biggest part.
Yeah. Like,
For sure. Look at, like, for example, you could look at Atlanta, like how they was moving, like, you know what I'm saying? They move with structure.
yeah.
Everybody that's rapping tapped in with somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit play a big part in this shit.
Word.
It ain't no thing to like be on one side of the fence, but I tell my niggas all the time, like, we can't take over the world if we only playing one side of the fence. You know what I'm saying? Like, the only way we gonna capitalize with this shit is if we got everything. Like, it ain't no such thing as being in the middle when you doing your thing, you know what I'm saying? But it's about a respect thing, especially when you in the streets type shit, for me. Gangsta.
Word. Facts. Rah, you got this record I really fuck with, and I know the streets, the bitches is fucking with it, but you did the remix to Aaliyah's classic Rock the Boat.
Yeah.
That shit.
That shit hot.
That shit still going crazy and fuck around be even bigger a year from now. Like, let's talk about that song and like how you got into a different bag on that one.
Shit. I ain't gonna front, son. That shit was like, Cash had sent me a pack, like, feel me? Cash sent me a pack and shit like that. Like, I forgot when that was. It was like early in the year and shit like that. But he sent me the pack. I'm listening to everything. There was a few classics on it too. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, shits I'm still holding on to. I ain't even jump on yet or release. But that Rock the Boat shit, it was just like something with the track. When I heard it, I just had to go immediately to the studio, feel me? Laid it down. I sent it to a few females and shit that I fuck with, that I'm close to and shit like that, feel me? Friends. And then after that, I was just like, fuck it, might as well drop it. It was some random shit. I think I dropped it like, what, Valentine's Day or some shit, the day after.
Perfect job,
Yeah, I always do that though, feel me? That's fake, like my little recipe.
Okay.
Like, and then I just did that shit, and shit just went up. Like,
Dope.
yeah.
Dope. What's so like it's a bunch of shit out, but what's to come? Singles, tapes, like from both of y'all. What could the people expect? More visuals? Maybe some shows coming up?
All that shit for real, but I'm working on the tape.
Okay.
I'm working on the tape right now and singles too.
Yeah.
You know, I got some singles lined up, but I'm about to just go crazy with the tape for sure. I feel like that's where you really show your most versatility. I like to, you know what I'm saying? I like to get all my shit up at one time. You know what I'm saying? I know sometimes it'd be like you gotta plan it out, but I like to really go crazy and show my versatility and shit all at one time. But tape shows,
Like Slum said,
shit.
working on the tape,
Tape?
throw that shit on out, feel me? Like you said, like, get all your shit off one time, versatility, show them what's going on.
Yep.
Like, after that, we gonna move on a few singles and shit like that. Like, whatever, like, probably, like, the key shits on the tape that people fuck with and shit like that. Like you said, mad shows and shit, videos, fucking everything. Like, anything you could possibly think of, and shit you ain't even think of yet.
Yep.
We finna do it.
Yep. I mean, I'm sure this is bound to happen. I put out the year record with y'all two, and that went crazy. So, like, could the fans be getting a collab tape from 12 Million Rock?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. We was working on one in Atlanta. We was in Atlanta. We was recording in the
We
crib.
with Harry.
Yeah,
Shout out
for
to
sure.
Harry in Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah, we got Harry from fucking
Studio.
Loud House, I think that should called
Yeah.
Loud House Studios. For me, we went to the studio in Atlanta and shit. Nigga Harry was an engineer. Like, nigga Slime Mellow, he like, shit, like, you trying to pull up to the B&B record, niggas like, for me, be way more comfortable. So we sent bro Guitar Center, whatever, with the little bread and shit. Got whatever he needed. Came back to the B&B. We just locked in. Every time we go to A now, Harry pull up. Like wherever we go.
Well, hour away, 2 hours away for sure. Pulling up.
And that's how you move. Just another example of how you move when you in these other places. Like you brought the studio to you.
Independent, you know what I'm saying? And you gotta stand on business, gang.
Yeah.
You have to. Because we don't got the money and all that shit that these major labels have. We don't even have half of it, feel me? But it's like, we gonna make it work with what we got. Because at the end of the day, we from the hood. So even if we was stuck in the hood with nothing, we still would have been grateful with something.
Yeah.
Feel me? So it's like, work with what you got.
Nah, that's dope. Very smart. Very smart. And let's talk about another side of it. Like 12 Milli, you rocking the merch right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Fire. That's the hoodie for your new single and all that.
Yeah, the Glock stuff.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this merch game, cause like you can make almost just as much as more as merch.
Merch game serious.
You also recently released a shirt. I think it was called Rich Nigga Lifestyle or something of the.
I think that was for the Rock the Boat shit.
For the rock. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was for the Rock the Boat shit. Your merch, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Boating is a rich nigga sport.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about how important the merch is in that bag and what kind of merch is to come. Cause I'm sure y'all can have the whole Queens rocking whatever y'all rocking.
Nah, yeah, for sure.
It's just that
we did it before. Like, what fucking year was that? Like 2017, 2016, still shit like that, feel me? Like when we originally put out the QBB merch and shit, the hoodies with the Goyard print, and feel me? Goyard first came out and shit. Nigga, at least every high school in Queens, it was at least 4 or 5 niggas in that school with that hoodie, feel me? Like, you would be walking down the Ave anyway, you gonna catch somebody with a hat on or a hoodie. Like, fucking Tory Lanez and shit done told me times he came to New York and shit, he in the city, he see niggas in a hat on with a sweater and a hoodie. Like, so, but the merch is important because, feel me, like we said again, at Independent, we gotta do all that shit that's going to bring in the bread.
If you're a businessman, you know how much that, you know what I'm saying, that merch is important. For sure.
Shit popping out here, y'all.
I mean, y'all niggas cop the merch. Y'all watch this interview. I mean, nigga, website be back soon. Cop the merch.
Definitely got me some of that. Y'all hitting these big platforms too, man. Y'all recently just was on a very big platform and all of that. Y'all got shit popping, and it's just gonna get bigger and bigger. Why you think the game is resonating y'all the way they are right now?
Shit, I ain't gonna lie. It's like, cause for example, like you said, I've been doing this shit for a minute. Even Slime, like he only been doing this shit for almost 2 years, but he been doing this shit for a minute, feel me? So it's like, we learn this shit as we go. Like, we still picking up shit, and we not ignorant. Ignorant is bliss, feel me? So we not like closed to the fact that it's still more shit for us to learn, more shit for us to take on, type shit. Cause if you stop learning, you never gonna start growing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we finna go crazy just because of the simple fact that we have everything around us, the tools that we didn't even realize that we wasn't utilizing, that we now have to utilize, feel me? We now have to put full-fledged everything into this shit and go crazy.
And being, you know what I'm saying, being original while doing it. Like, it ain't no shit that's made up. Like, you know what I'm saying, everything that's going on is really what's going on. We're just putting it in front of you, like, yeah.
You ain't got no choice, you can't refuse this shit. Shit, nigga, you killing me.
Sure.
Hard. Yo, man, this only our first conversation. We definitely gotta keep tapping in. You feel me? They're definitely not our last and all of that. Let's tell the people where they can lock in with y'all, like to stream y'all music, follow y'all on y'all social platforms and all of that.
Shit, man. Rah Meezy, RahMeezy. Feel me? That's everywhere right now. I think my Twitter, real Rah Meezy or some shit. I'm finna start getting on Twitter more and shit, fucking with y'all.
My shit 12 Milli. You can find that shit everywhere. Anywhere you type it in, just, you know what I'm saying? Google it, whatever you want to do. Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Skype, whatever you want to do. For sure.
That's a fact, man. Appreciate y'all typing in. It's been a real one, man.
Appreciate it, my boy.
Good looking game, especially.